Isn't it your birthday today?
Yes, and you know what, Mark? You get to a point in your life when you say, I don't even want to think about my birthday because there's so many candles I can't even count them.
I'm already there. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
A beautiful, smart woman like you, don't you have a
Yeah.
boyfriend or something?
No, I'm too busy. I love to work. I have 3 dogs. I love my job. I feel a passion, honestly, for what I do. And I was married for 32 years, and I date a little bit, but, it's not a priority for me. I have a grandchild. I love her to death, and everything is good.
All right, I'm not trying to pry. You know that.
No,
Anyway,
that's all right.
you're at Turning Point USA in Phoenix, Arizona. Is that right? Charlie Kirk's group.
Yes, I got to
That's a,
tell you, Mark,
yes,
this guy is so impressive. What he
I
does, the
agree.
organization he's got, the followers he's got. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I've signed 600 books so far, and I'm nowhere near done. This is a phenomenal organization. I mean, there are true patriots here, people who say, please, please don't ever stop. And you realize that these people are believers like we are.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's terrific. I've always loved Charlie and his group and so forth. They're just terrific. I don't think he invites me anymore.
Oh, well, I'll make sure that he does. One of the
No,
things about
I don't
Charlie
care.
is
I turn down everything anyway.
well,
Um,
but the good news is that he's got no one telling him what to do. And
yes.
there's something to be said for that in life. To be your own boss and to determine your
He's
own
not married?
destiny is a. Uh,
And by
oh,
the
boy.
way, my wife never tells me what to do. I want to make that clear.
Well,
100%
hey,
clear.
listen, if you listen to The View, all white
Oh,
women
my
are
God.
told by their husbands what to do and who to vote for. I
Are
mean,
any of
that's
them
what
married?
those. Who the hell cares at this
Oh, my
point?
God. Bunch of yentas
Yeah.
there. It's awful.
Yeah, well, you know what amazes me is that they come out and they say all the white women listen to their husbands and they don't have a brain, and then they come out with all this ridiculous stuff and Sunny and Joy. I mean, they're the most joyless people you ever met. I've never seen people so miserable.
How do such stupid people get these jobs? It's just amazing. They're backed by
Well,
ABC and Disney and all the rest of
but
it.
but it's but Mark, is it any surprise? It's like the mainstream media. How the hell does the mainstream media support some of the nonsense that you and I have to deal with every day? In the end, what we've got a media that is part of a tribe, and their tribe is to support people who are idiots and who are not involved in anything that is intelligent or anything that has any substance to it. And they don't really care. So they support people who come out and say things that are ridiculous. My job, your job, is to tell the truth, to make sure that people understand that if we don't stand up and fight, that we're going to lose this country. And that's why I wrote the book. We are going to lose this country. And yesterday I was at the Nixon Library and I was at YAF, and I
How did
couldn't
you
help
like? Hold on now. How did you like the Nixon Library?
I loved it. I
A
loved
lot
it.
of
And
people love
there's
it.
a quote. It's not the first time I've been there. Look, I'm proud to be at any presidential library,
Yes.
Mark. But Nixon had a quote. He said, never trust the professors, never trust the establishment, and never trust the press. He said, write it on a blackboard 100 times and never forget it. And you
Yeah.
know what? He was prescient. He really
Hmm.
was prescient, Mark. He
Well, they
knew it.
hated him. The
He
Kennedys hated him. They wanted to take him down. He didn't do anything differently than Lyndon Johnson or
or
JFK
any of
did.
them.
To be honest with you. Now that said, Jeanine, you have this book,
Yeah.
Crimes Against America: The Left's Takedown of Our Republic. Let's jump into it one more time because I don't feel like we got enough of this book from you. That's why I wanted you to come back and come on the
Thank
program.
you.
What happens
Thank you.
when? Let's talk about, and Mr. Producer, all the Amazon and whatever Sergio told you to do. So here's my question: don't we all report to Sergio? People are saying,
We
"Who's
do in the
Sergio?"
end, I guess.
Sergio's a guy that makes me my
JBook.com.
dinner.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so my question is this: when the government is committing the crimes,
Mhm.
whether it's against parents or pro-lifers or incessantly against Donald Trump, these are crimes against America, are they not?
Absolutely. What you've got is a government that is involved in the aiding and abetting of criminal behavior. A government that allows itself to be used with a wink, wink for the purpose of violating the Fourth Amendment rights of an American citizen to spy on a presidential candidate. A government that has George Soros-funded prosecutors willing to indict a former president on something that Hillary Clinton got a pass for, a government that's willing to call parents domestic terrorists, and the government is complicit in the invasion of our southern borders. And make no mistake, there is an agenda there. We're not just there they're not just allowing this so that they have the ability to have a better life. There's an agenda here. The left has lost the heartland of America. The left has lost the ability to convince people that they are there for their betterment. We've got inflation 40-year high. People have to go to a supermarket. They have to figure out, do I buy eggs or meat for protein or beans for my family? And we've got a government that is only interested in ideology, indoctrination, and making sure that their tribe wins. And so when things come out like the Durham report, where we find out that Hillary Clinton actually came up with the idea of a Russia collusion hoax, shared it with one president and a future president, and split our country in half for 4 years, where family members were not talking to each other. And then there was no punishment of anyone. And this evil woman comes out and says, age isn't an issue for Joe, with a kind of like, hey, I'm ready to run for president again. I mean, we've got to recognize that this is not the America that our founding fathers decided would be that shining city on the hill, as Ronald Reagan talked about. And I am disgusted. But I believe, Mark, I truly believe that we can get this country back. And I haven't believed that for a while. And I'll tell you why I believe it. First of all, if we ever get a Republican president in there again, that president better get an attorney general who knows what the hell he or she is doing and starts prosecuting crime and making people understand that there is only one. No, it's not even about me at this point. But makes people in America respect justice and the consequences. We had a Republican president, and that did not happen because he didn't have the right team in place. And what I am optimistic about is the fact that conservatives got together and they looked at Bud Light and they said, not in this country. And they looked at Target and they said, not with my kids. And they looked at the school board in Virginia and said, not with my kids. We've got more strength, Mark, than we can even comprehend. We just need to make sure we come together. And the only way to do that is to know how close we are to the edge.
Crimes Against America at judgejbook.com. judgejbook.com or amazon.com or any major bookstore. What is it that you want to tell the audience about your book? Why should they go out there and grab a copy as soon as possible?
Because I wrote this book, and you know my background, Mark. I've been a prosecutor, a judge, a DA for over 3 decades. I ran for office 5 times to get those jobs. And I've spent my life in pursuit of justice for the victim of crimes against the perpetrators, making sure that the perpetrator was accountable. I see America today as a victim of a crime. America, her greatness is about the Constitution. This nation is the shining city on the ridge, whatever you want to call it.
The hill. Yeah.
But it's being victimized by the left. It's being victimized by the mainstream media that are in cahoots to take this nation down. So someone can say, well, what's that got to do with me? How's that going to change my life? I'll tell you how it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life because we have seen millions of illegals come into this country, and I don't hate illegals. All of us, we are all immigrants. But we need to know who you are and why you're here and what you want. We need you to respect our laws and not have your first act in America be one of violating our laws. Mm-hmm. And so I see America as being victimized. I see it as being overrun. I see America's institution of law being destroyed, not just on the local level by the defunding of the police or cashless bails, but on the federal level when our Justice Department calls parents domestic terrorists and has a dual system of justice for the Democrats versus the Republicans. I see America being victimized by unions when they go into our schools and they indoctrinate our children instead of educating them. And you know what? At least COVID had a silver lining. COVID pulled back the veil and allowed parents to see what our kids are being taught. It's no wonder now there are so many woke CEOs. They've been coming up through the schools for years. We didn't even know about it. And so at the same time, while our schools are closed, we've got the unions kicking back money to the Democrat Party. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the fact that it doesn't matter to them that inflation is at a 40-year high. And I don't want to hear someone saying if they go into the military, I'm a cisgender, this, that, intersectional, that, the other. I don't want to hear this. I want a military that's interested in fighting for the greatest nation on earth. I don't want this woke nonsense anymore. And they are destroying the country. So all of this is laid out as an indictment and in my book, Crimes Against America. It is not just a political book. It's an example of how this country, founded on Judeo-Christian ethics, is being taken down. In God We Trust is objected to. I had it in my courtroom for years above my bench. They swore in a Bible to tell the truth. And now we've got the Supreme Court saying things like, oh, the Calvary Church during COVID, you get 50 people, but the casino, have at it. The multiplex theaters, you have at it, but you shut down that church, 50, no more. I'm tired of this. We need to recognize America is being victimized and taken down by the left. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've got the facts and I've got the footnotes in the book.
No, they're the conspiracy theorists, actually. And it's a great book, folks. I hope you'll grab your copy over the weekend here. You can go to Amazon.com. You can go to JudgeJBook.com. Judge J. Book. I know how much work goes into this, Judge, and I want to congratulate you and thank you. And I want to wish you all the best.
You know what, Mark?
What?
I want to thank you for what you do. I think we have been fighting the fight. And the good thing is, you know, when you're out on a book tour, as I am right now, you realize there are a lot of Americans. They feel the way we do. They just want to be heard. And what they need is they need to be able to join together. And I've seen it happen. You know, when Brittany Griner, I'm going to throw one thing, right? The Brittany Griner, the basketball player, was in a jail in Russia. You know, she took a knee. And now she stands when she hears the national anthem. That gives me hope. That makes me believe that, you know what, there are people who can come back. There are people that if we get to. So I am an optimist, as frustrated as I get. But I just also want to mention that tomorrow I'm at the Villages in Florida at 6 o'clock. We'll be knocking it out there as well. I'll be able to give a speech. I wasn't able to give a speech today, but that's
all right. Hold on. I want
to
get it clear. So you have a big show. 6 p.m.
Yep.
I'm taking at the Villages.
6 p.m.
Where
yes,
in the Villages?
In Florida. At the Villages in Florida tomorrow, and I will be there. I'll give a speech. I'm signing books, and I'm tickled pink to be there.
The Villages. Are you ready for Judge Jeanine? Tomorrow, 6 p.m. She's flying all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, to the Villages in Florida. Well, I'm sure you'll have a big group, and we wish you all the best. Yeah, but
I'm going to Houston next. I got a bookstore in Houston tomorrow.
God.
Where am I?
When are you going to Houston?
The Woodlands. Tomorrow.
Wait a minute.
Tomorrow, Woodlands, Barnes & Noble.
All right, wait. Now I'm confused. Are you going to Houston, and then you're going to the Villages?
Yes. And this morning I was in California, and today I'm in Arizona.
No, but I want people to show up. So where in Houston will you be tomorrow, and what time? Do you know?
Where in Houston am I? The Woodlands.
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble. What time? 2 p.m. in Houston.
All right, everybody got that? All right. And then tomorrow night, you will be at the Villages.
At the Villages at 6 p.m. in Florida.
Barnes & Noble where? Rich?
The
You'll
Woodlands
be at the
in
Barnes
Texas.
and Noble in the Villages. That's where you're going to be.
Yes.
I'm helping you out here. I'm your travel agent.
Yeah, you're my assistant here, but you're not. You're running the show. Here's the
6
thing.
p.m.
6 p.m. the Villages in Florida.
Barnes and
2
Noble.
p.m. the Woodlands in Texas at Barnes and Noble.
Okay. Is that all right, Rich?
That is all right.
What the hell do I know? All right.
Hey, thank you,
Judge.
Mark.
God bless you, my
Keep the
friend.
faith.
Take care.
God
All
bless
right.
you.
You too.